band matrix is the one which contains meaningful elements along the principal diagonal, and all the remaining elements will be zeros. If we store the matrix as it is in the 2D array, we will be wasting the memory. Thus, we propose to store only the meaningful elements which are along the principal diagonal in the 1D array. And at the same time, we have to have some rules to access the elements from the 1D array. When the user specifies the element indexes in the 2D world, that is, if he gives row and column index, and we are supposed to read the actual value from the 1D array and display. This is the objective of this program. This code fragment will allow us to store the band matrix elements, meaningful elements in the 1D array. Consider, for the sake of easiness, a band matrix of width 3. That is, in any row, the meaningful elements along the diagonal will not be more than 3. The previous code fragment will store the band elements in the 1D array as shown in the slide. Let us assume that we have the band matrix values, element values of the bandwidth 3. They are available in the 1D array. Yes. And we wanted to print ith row jth column element from this array. Yes. That is, the user will be given row and column index of the element which he wants. We are interested to read that one from the 1D array, yes, and print it. Here in this problem, probably 3 possibilities will arise. That is, the element whose row and column index is given by the user may not be in the band at all. That is, if you observe the matrix, this side and that side elements of the diagonal, principal diagonal, are the ones band elements for this bandwidth of 3. That is, if we calculate I minus j value, of course absolute value, if it is greater than 1, then which means that obviously that element what user is specified is not the band element at all. So outrightly its value can be said as 0. It can be printed. By chance, the user is asking the element of 0th row. Obviously, Sj becomes the element what the user wanted. Otherwise, the formula I into 3 plus j minus I, that is used to calculate index of the element which is available in the 1D array, and that can be printed. Now consider the user has entered I value as 0, j value is 1. So as I value is 0, user is asking 0th row element. And if you check up absolute value of I minus j, that is 1, is it greater than 1? No, it is equal to 1, which means that this element what the user is asking is a band element and it belongs to first row. Simply we can print s of j, that is the one. You can verify he wanted a01, it is available in the element index 1 of the array s, that can be just accessed and printed. Now consider that the user wanted 2, 3 element. If we check I minus j value, is it greater than 1? No, which means that the user is wanting band element only. And is it belongs to 0th row? No, that it belongs to second row. Thus, to find out the index of the array element of the 1D array, where this 2D array's 2, 3 element is available, we can simply calculate 2 into 3 plus 3 minus 2. That gives us the index that can be accessed. You can verify the slide. Similarly, let us assume that the user wanted 5th row, 5th column element. So we can see that it is a band element and it not belongs to 0th row. Thus, we can apply the formula I into 3 plus j minus I. Thus, that expression value becomes 15. So s of 15 we wanted. Just simply that can be printed. You can verify the slide. In the previous example, we have discussed about a band matrix of only width 3. Now let us generalize the things. That is band matrix of width anything, W. Of course, W we consider it as a odd number. How we can store? Storing can be done with the previous program segment itself. We can store the band elements only in the 1D array. That is not a problem. Now we are interested to find out how can we access the element from the 1D array given row and column index of any element. So that is, the user will be specifying or talking or visualizing the things or talking in terms of 2D. But we wanted to convert that one, we want to transform that one into 1D representation and then access from the 1D array and displays. How we can be doing this one in the following slides we will discuss. The band matrix is logically divided into 3 areas. That is, first rows where full W elements are not there, they are considered as area A. Following by that, we may find some rows which are having full W elements in each row, they are considered as area B. And the last rows where the rows will not be having full W elements as area C. In the following slides, we will try to demonstrate how can we access the index or find out the index in respect to 1D array given row and column index of any element of the 2D array. Here also we have to have some means of identifying whether the element what is given, is it belongs to band or not. That is, if the row and column index of the element of our interest, if it is greater than W by 2D, then we can say that that element is not in the band, it is outside the band, its value can be outrightly set as 0. Otherwise only we are supposed to check whether it belongs to area A, that is first W minus 1 rows will not be having full W elements. Also, last W minus 1 rows will not be having full W elements. If there are totally n rows in the matrix, only n minus 2w rows, the middle rows, they are the ones which contains fully w elements. If I and j are the row and column indexes of the element which we wanted to be taken from the 1D array S, then we have different clauses. If I minus j is greater than d, that is the absolute value of I minus j is greater than d, then the element what the user is asking is not at all belongs to the band portion. Thus its value can be set as 0. If I value is less than d, what is d? D is the width by 2, w by 2. Then this is belongs to the first row, first area, area A. If I less than d, this belongs to area A. So, for example, let us see our matrix. The width is 7, d value is 7 by 2, 3. That is, for first 3 rows, we will not be having complete 7 elements. That is, in the 0th row, you contain d plus 1, that is 4 element. And second row, d plus 2. And third row, d plus 3, etc. For example, if we have ith row, then before that ith row, how many rows will be there? I value is 2, for example. That is, row index is 2. Then there will be 2 rows before that, which contains elements d plus 1 and d plus 2, etc., etc., d plus I. So that many elements will be there before that. And the current row, you have jth element we wanted. If it is ith row, jth column element. So similarly, thus the element index of this ith row, jth column element becomes the sum of the elements of the previous I rows, that is d plus 1 plus d plus 2 dash 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 plus d plus I plus j you have to add. That becomes the element which we are looking for. Thus, the k, that the index of the element, ith row, jth column element of this region A can be said as I into d plus I into I plus 1 by 2 plus j. That is the sum of the I rows. That is the, if I is the row which we are bothered, for that I already said there are I rows with d plus 1, d plus 2, etc. Sum of those elements becomes I into d plus I into I plus 1 by 2 plus in the current row j elements will be there. Jth element we wanted. Thus, the index of the element with respect to the 1D array becomes k is equal to I into d plus I into I plus 1 by 2 plus j. If I less than n minus d, that is already we tested I is not less than d, then the element of our interest belongs to area B. Already we have mentioned all the rows which belongs to area B contains complete W elements, whereas other area A and area C, they will not contain complete W elements. Now, we are interested to find out the index of the element which we are interested with respect to the 1D array. For this, what we are trying to do is, for example, I value we wanted is fifth row. We are assuming that W value is 7. 7 by 2, 3. First 3 rows, they don't contain complete W elements. You find out total number of elements in the first 3 rows. That becomes D plus 1 plus D plus 2 plus D plus 3. The sum of those elements becomes D into D plus D into D plus 1 divided by 2. That many elements are there in the first area A. Now we wanted fifth row. Fifth row means fifth index. We are worried. Which means that for this row, before that 5 rows are there. Out of them, 3 rows will not contain complete W elements. The I minus D rows, I value is 5, 5 minus D, that is 3. 2 rows contains complete W elements. So thus, the number of elements in the 2 rows becomes I minus D into W, that is 2 into W, plus, for that, we are supposed to add J minus I plus D. In this row, which element we wanted? That is jth element. But however, we wanted, assuming that first meaningful element is 0 in that row, with respect to that, which element we wanted? That is J minus I plus D. This is added. Thus, we get the index with respect to the 1D array. That will be accessed and printed. Now, we assume that I value is greater than or equal to n minus d. That is, the element of our interest belongs to area C. We are interested to find out which element is that out of the meaningful elements. Which number that one. For that, first we will find out how many elements are there in the row area A, then area B. That is NA and NB are calculated. We already understood number of elements in the area A is D into D plus 1 by 2. And how many elements are there in the area B? There are total n rows are there. The top D rows, bottom D rows, they don't contain complete D elements. All the rows available in the area B becomes n minus 2D, which contains completely W elements. Thus, total number of elements in the area B becomes n minus 2D into W. Now, the important characteristic of area C. You verify that n minus dth row that contains W minus 1 elements, and the next row W minus 2, etc. The last row contains W minus D plus 1. That is, for example, rather I can say the same thing can be said as D plus 1 elements. Thus, we consider P a variable which is I minus n minus D. That is, that many rows, P rows before this ith row, they contain elements as W minus 1, W minus 2, etc., etc., W minus P elements. How many elements are there in these P rows? Just simply that becomes W minus 1 plus W plus minus 2 plus W minus 3, etc., etc., W minus P elements. So that becomes P into W minus P into P plus 1 by 2. Thus, total elements before this ith row becomes NA plus NB plus P into W minus P into P plus 1 by 2 plus, now J minus I plus D, if I add, the total K value becomes the index with respect to 1D array. of the required element, thus which can be accessed. Now consider I value is 2, j value is 3. Thus, this element belongs to area A. Thus, we can calculate the k value I into d plus I into I plus 1 by 2 plus j, that is 12. The 12th element is the one of our interest. Now consider we wanted 4, 2 element. This element belongs to area B. Thus, we calculate the index of that element with respect to 1D array point of view. Using the above formula, we will get 23. That is the 23rd element. You can verify. In this program, we have proposed a generalized approach of storing a band matrix in a 1D array fashion, at the same time accessing the elements from this 1D array.